Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. Our show today is entitled Going Green, and we have Albert Cantu and Don Rackler. Albert Cantu, yeah, there he is, 14-year spokesperson for CPS Energy.
Yes, sir.
Father of two, husband for 21 years.
21 years.
Need some CPS
You must have got
Energy.
married when you were 5.
5, 6, maybe
I got
6.
married when I was 21.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're 40. Never mind. All right.
I can do
I'm
math.
42. I'll be 43.
Everyone can. So co-host of the CPS Energy Ken's 5 Mi Casa Makeover Program on Great Day SA.
Right.
He's got a lot of good information on the Money Saving Minute, which can be seen on Ken's 5 at CPS Energy YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Our other guest today is Don Rackler. He is the founder of John Wayne Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric.
Yes, sir.
That's
I
it.
love the movies.
Yeah, and he has great movies. He's been awarded several prestigious awards, including the 2012 Bryant Dealer of the Year Award. He's been a 5-year Bryant Medal of Excellence Award recipient. He's given to these awards are given to dealers who maintain a high level of customer service and leaders in the air conditioning industry. Since 2001, he's grown exponentially and expanded into plumbing and electric, because at first he was just AC and heat. And he has over 120 employees and named 2012's best contractor to work for.
Wow.
Sure.
That's right.
So Bobby, you should have worked for him when you were doing all that. Well, that was more like yard work, so I'm not sure. And that would have definitely.
I was an artist.
Yeah, he was. He could trim hedges like.
Wow.
It was crazy.
I
So,
imagine you blowing those.
no.
You make all of these move all at once.
It's
no, it's
a
magical.
talent.
It's magical. It's like synchronized
I have
lead
YouTube
blowing.
videos of it.
So let's start with the Going Green show. Okay, so we'll start with you, Albert. What is the most energy consumed in your home?
I think a lot of people think about, or maybe they don't think about it as much, as to what actually is making my bill so high. Because
Sure.
I used to work in customer service,
Right.
and customers would always call up and say, "Well, why is my bill so high?" And I still get that asked today. If I wear a CPS Energy logo shirt,
Right.
and I stop at HEB,
Where you got that cool
I'm bound-
clipboard?
Yeah, exactly. Or this cool clipboard.
That you leave for
I'll leave it for you. People will stop me and ask me, why is my bill so high?
Sure.
So one of the things what we've done is we've taken the amount of energy that's used in your home and we've broken it up into percentages here,
Sure.
so you can kind of get a feel for where most of your energy goes. The highest or the largest user of energy in your home is going to be your HVAC system. It's going to make up 60% of your bill.
Air conditioner, heating.
60%. I
Wow.
mean, so if you're looking to save energy and money in your home, the first place to go to is your air conditioning system.
So I keep it cool.
And
I make
that's-
sure that I can hang meat in the living room.
Exactly.
Is that something wrong?
That's wrong.
Oh, okay.
And we'll talk a little bit about that in just a little bit. Now, the second largest user of energy in your home is going to be your water heater. It makes up 14% of your bill.
Sure.
Then you got 10% too that goes towards your lighting, and then the last 7% goes towards your refrigeration or refrigerators. So everything else, of course, is kind of interweaved into all
I
of
don't
that.
have any
But,
food in my fridge. I'm just going to unplug that thing.
yeah, if you don't have food in your fridge, then there's no sense in
Yeah,
having it.
how
plugged
cold
in.
does that mustard have to be, Bobby?
I have ketchup.
And
So yeah, exactly. So your air conditioning system is
more
the
than half.
largest. So really, is the thing to do is to really have it maintained. The first thing we're going to tell our customers is to have your system maintained at least twice a year.
Sure.
Once in the springtime, right before summer, and then once in the fall, right before winter.
Right.
You really want to get your system checked. And what the professional does is when they go out there, is when they check on that, they're making sure that it's working most efficiently, so that you don't have issues come the peak season when it's the hottest or when it's the very
July
coldest.
through August.
Yeah,
right.
you definitely don't want your system going out. And I'm sure, Don, you can attest to most people who don't get their system serviced twice a year probably end up usually having some sort of issue, and then they end up having to call a company like yours.
Absolutely. And maintenance is the key to longevity of your system. If you buy a brand new system and never maintain it, it'd be like buying a brand new car and never change the oil. It's not going to last.
Yeah.
It's not going to operate at its maximum capacity or efficiency. Maintenance is key to all those things.
Yeah.
Now, Albert, can you touch on some quick, maybe inexpensive things that you can do to maybe save money on your electric bill?
Okay, so the first thing you want, if we're talking about the air conditioning, you're talking about the air conditioning system?
More like lights. How about lights?
Lights. Okay, so if you were talking about lights, obviously changing out all of your incandescent light bulbs to either compact fluorescent light bulbs or your LED lights. Since that is 10% of your energy bill, if you can change out all of your light bulbs and make them either compact fluorescent or even LED, you can save up to 75% on your lighting costs. So,
Wow.
Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the compact fluorescent, the incandescent light bulb is actually almost non-existent at this point.
Right.
I believe that they're no longer going to be manufacturing incandescent light light bulbs. So a lot of people, there are some people out there that have gone out and bought masses of them because they know that eventually you're not going to be able to find them on the market anymore.
Why? Because they like them?
Well, for people who are
or is
artists,
it Arby's? The Arby's has like those hot lights.
no,
that-
exactly. No, I think for people who are artists or who like to read, old school style with a book
I
and,
gotcha.
and buy a lamp and stuff, they like that bright light.
Sure.
And for whatever reason, compact fluorescent light bulbs, they're engineering them better now, but they take a little while to kind of brighten up.
Right.
So when you turn them on, you kind of
There's
got this
that
kind of
hesitation.
it starts off kind of dim and then eventually brightens up to its full capacity. But
Right.
some people don't like that, or if it gives off some sort of yellowish light. LED lights are probably going to be the next, are actually the best next thing, the next thing that's out in the market right now, and it's really going to save you lots of money. They don't produce any heat, and they last for up to about 22, 23 years.
Wow.
So you can really recoup your costs. They're a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
One light bulb can run you maybe about 20, 25 bucks.
Wow.
But when you think about the return on investment, I mean,
Sure.
you will pay. It will pay for itself over and over again.
Sure. If you're just joining us, we're talking with Albert Cantu with CPS Energy and also Don Rackler, the founder of John Way Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. So, Don, you walk us through some inexpensive ways to save on energy as far as the AC. Like, let's talk about air filters, for instance. Like, what kind of air filters are important for your AC?
Well, there's a lot of different filters out there. Obviously, if you're buying a new system, it would be great to get a nice HEPA filter for your system because, primarily the first purpose of the filter is to keep the system clean.
Sure.
But we have filters today that not only keep the system clean, but also makes the air in your home much safer and healthier for you to breathe.
Right.
But a filter is the life of the system. And, if you buy the little cheap 99-cent filter that only catches the cat, it's not doing you any good.
Right.
Yeah, one way to check to see if a filter is any good, you can take a filter and take a salt shaker and
Okay.
just pour salt over the top. If the salt goes through the filter, it's not catching anything.
Sure.
The particles in the air are measured in microns, and if you was to measure across a human hair, that's 100 microns.
Wow.
90% of what's in the air is smaller than 100 microns.
Right.
90% of what's in the air you can't even see by the human eye, but it goes through the system. It ends up on the cooling coil.
Right.
The cooling coil is wet and it's dark, and it's a great filter,
Right.
but it's not supposed to be a filter.
Sure.
So, and the great thing is you get a good filtration system. It keeps the system clean because the efficiency and capacity of an AC system is when everything is clean and it's working at peak performance. Once that indoor coil starts to build up with dirt, your efficiency level goes down.
So how many times do you recommend to change the
Well,
filter?
a lot of the filters that we install on our new systems today, you only replace them once a year.
Oh, wow.
It's a one-time year filter.
I can remember that.
It's a huge HEPA filter, does a fabulous job. If you don't have that type of filtration system, the pleated type filters are very good.
Mm-hmm.
The downside of those, sometimes they're highly restrictive. In other words, they're so good of a filter that they
don't-
restrict the airflow.
Gotcha.
The system is designed for so much airflow, and when you restrict that airflow, your capacity goes down,
Sure.
your efficiency goes down, it also destroys your compressor. It's the number one killer of your compressor to fail is because of
it's
low
working
air.
hard.
It's working hard.
Yeah.
The system is designed for approximately 400 cubic feet per minute per ton. So if you had a 3-ton system, you need 1,200 cubic feet per minute going through that system. And when you restrict the airflow,
Right.
you cause a problem with the compressor.
It's like running a marathon through a straw, breathing through a straw.
That's exactly right. Or putting a blanket over the front of your car and driving it as fast as it'll go down the highway.
Sure.
Pretty soon the engine's going to overheat.
Right.
Same thing happens there.
Gotcha.
One of the things, and I'm going to kind of just piggyback
Sure.
off of that, Don, is that, I used to do high bill calls, and I would actually go into customers' homes and try to figure out exactly where they were losing most of their energy. And a lot of times I would come into a home where the customer had 1 or 2 filters that they would layer up on top of one another and stick that into the system.
Because there's
thinking-
enough space, right?
Right. There was enough space for them to put 2 or 3 of them actually back to back on them. And I would have to tell them all the time, you're restricting that airflow going
Yeah.
right into that system. You're going to make your system work harder,
Right.
resulting in a larger energy bill. So we are always telling our customers they should check or replace their filters once every 2 weeks in the summertime.
Right.
And then in the wintertime, it's once a month. But again, if you're using a filter like Don was talking about, these 1-year filters, then it's a lot easier. It's easy to remember remember that way if it's over.
You should just do it on your wedding anniversary. So when your wife's yelling at you, and you're like, "Oh wait, I got to change my air filter," right?
But you know what? I have pets. I mentioned this, Don. I have pets. I have that 1 year filter. I do notice that, and I guess I could leave it there for the full year. But if I wanted to, if I felt like it was necessary, probably go in maybe 6-7 months later and change it out.
Well, that's one thing you could do. Most houses will that filter will last up to a year, but of course it all depends on how you live. If you have a lot of animals in your home or a lot of in and out traffic, obviously your house is going to have more contaminants in the air. Then it may not quite last a year. The other thing that you can do on those, this is the only time that good little 99-cent filter comes in handy. If your filter, like we're talking about, is installed at the unit and you have a return air grill that will accept the filter, you can put that cheap little 99-cent filter there and catch the hair, because it will catch hair, but that's about all it'll catch, and then that will extend the life of that filter.
Good to know.
That's about the only thing that's good for.
Sure, the little blue ones.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Bobby and JJ Radio. We're here with Albert Cantu, spokesperson for CPS, and Don Rackler, the John Wayne founder, heat and AC guy.
Plumbing and electric.
Plumbing and electrical. So I know you guys can save a lot of money by really watching the settings on these big energy consumers. So what do you recommend for, say, the AC for maybe the summer and for the winter?
For CPS Energy, I'll take on that question, and Don, you can chime in at any point if you think differently. But for CPS Energy, what we tell our customers is that they should keep the thermostat set between 78 to 80 during the summertime and 68 to 70 during the wintertime. Now, your air conditioning system is really designed to give you about a 20-degree difference from the outside weather in terms of making it more comfortable in the home.
Air conditioners remove heat. Everything contains heat. So if you turn your system off and it's 100 degrees outside, when you come home, everything in your house is going to be warm. The furniture, the drape, the carpet, the walls. And so when you turn the system on, the system is going to remove the heat that's from in the house. So everything contains heat. So really 85 is the maximum where you'd want to set that, because it doesn't take long to go from 85 to 75. But if it's 100 degrees in your house, to go from 100 to 75 is going to take a long time. And then the other thing is, we talk about temperature. That's an important thing, but really what's also important is humidity. And the drier you can make it, the cooler you feel. And how we achieve that today is by variable speed indoor equipment and 2-speed or variable speed outdoor equipment, where the system doesn't run at full capacity all the time. When you get down in that 75, 76 degrees, it will drop into a lower speed and continue to run and dehumidify. And the drier you make it, the higher you can set the thermostat. And the systems that we install today, if you can keep the relative humidity in around between 45 and 55%, then you can set that thermostat at 78 or 79 degrees and feel just as comfortable if it was 72. And the real benefit to having humidity in your home between 45 and 55% is that bacteria dies, viruses die, plant spores die, dust mites die. All those contaminants that are in the air that are harmful for you will die when humidity level is that low. So the air in your house is nice and clean and fresh. You feel more comfortable, and it's more healthier.
Sure. So Albert, let's do a couple more settings. So what about your water heater?
Water heater, keeping your water heater set. Usually, when you buy a water heater, it depends on where the manufacturer sets that thermostat setting. We recommend about 120, 125. We have seen some water heaters that actually have 140 degrees, which is too hot.
Yeah.
We feel, of course, it's going to be obviously going to cost you more energy to use, and then, of course, it poses as a hazard for small children. So keeping it between 120 and 125 is going to be ideal.
And we're talking about having 13-year-old sons. They do something that can hurt your energy bill too.
I don't know what it is about what it is about teenagers taking these long showers. I don't know what it is.
They work for you guys. I think you recruit them. I think you give them stock options in CPS and SAWS, and you're just not telling us.
You know what? The average shower time, people don't know this or don't think about it, but the average shower time is about 5 minutes.
I can easily double that.
So my thinking is, put on a song that's about 5 minutes, play that song, and then get out when it's over.
So
don't put the
Stairway to Heaven
remix.
Stairway to Heaven. So
Stairway to Heaven in 5 minutes.
We're gonna take a quick break and talk to our show partners. We're gonna come back, and Albert and Don are gonna let us know how we can save some money. You listen to Bobby and JJ Radio. You can find us on our website, YouTube, SoundCloud. We'll be right back.